It's time for the best coverage of high school football in the Valley. This is the Best Local Sports Show with Blake Arthur and Taylor Begley.
High school football plays on here now with week number 2. Featured games including La Quinta, Rancho, Mirage fighting for their first win. Palm Springs tries to bounce back against Xavier Prep. And a battle of unbeatens between Palm Desert and Shadow Hills.
Plus, more DVL teams return to play. 29 Palms takes the trip to the East Valley against CV. And Desert Hot Springs hosts Adelanto. It's week 2 of the high school football on the Best Local Sports Show. And it starts right now. Let's go.
You're watching the Best Local Sports Show with Blake and Taylor.
Oh man, it's fun though. I get used to this.
Welcome into the Best Local Sports Show. Blake Arthur alongside Taylor Begley for week 2 of this shortened 5-week season. And Taylor, felt great to be back last week, didn't it?
Yeah, absolutely it did. And let's keep it rolling. Week 2 here. That's what we got going on.
Let's do it. And we start with the only game on the schedule featuring 2 teams at 1-0, Palm Desert and Shadow Hills. And we know Palm Desert's for real. 3-time reigning champs. The question coming into this one, is Shadow Hills legit?
Yeah, and the Aztecs, they won a thrilling opener against a physical and experienced Palm Springs team, while the Knights blew out a young La Quinta team. A lot of people were looking forward to this game to see how the Knights stack up against the champs. Now, Palm Desert hasn't lost a league game since 2016. They're trying to win the title for the 4th straight season. On the other side, the Knights are coming off a big win and trying to keep it rolling. But the Aztecs defense, they had something to say about that. Shadow could not get anything going on offense. Palm Desert forcing the turnover here, making great plays on defense, something Coach Shane McComb wanted to see this week. And the offense, they looked pretty good too. They didn't have a problem there. Junior quarterback Daniel Carter hits Mitchell Ryan for the touchdown. Aztecs go up 7-0 in the first.
Ryan, the old quarterback, playing wide receiver now because they got Carter. But making plays. Making plays.
Making plays all over the field. Second quarter now. You know who else is making plays? Hottie Joe. Look at him go.
Joe Show.
He takes off 55 yards for the score there. Palm Desert led 14-0 at half. And it was much of the same story in the second half. Carter rushed for a pair of touchdowns late, showing what he can do with his feet. I mean, just look at this.
Making something out of nothing, huh, Taylor?
Absolutely. The Aztecs shut out Shadow Hills 33-0. A statement win for Palm Desert, who extends their league win streak to 20 games. Wow.
Hey, second rack O and second rack D. You just played a quarter and a half. Way to play some football. Great team win.
I feel we started off a little slow, but then second quarter came and I feel like we had the momentum on our side. You know, defense was making stands, making good plays, big plays.
Last week, offense picked up the defense. This week, defense picked up the offense. Talked to the guys at halftime. We got to put it together. We all start playing at the same time. So I think you saw that when we came out in the third quarter and got it going a little bit.
We had a big win last week. We turned it up in the second half, and I think we did the same thing this week. And, the guys just really turned around. I think we started to trust our legs a lot more in the second half. The guys started to trust each other more. Just trust our reads, trust our progressions, and we ended up getting it done for sure.
I had 3 sacks today, and I'm really proud of my defense and my team, especially my corners, for locking it down. And the defensive line this year is just so much better, and I just can't expect more from this team.
Well, Taylor, I think we got her answer. This was a show-me game for Shadow Hills, but Palm Desert showing us all. They're still the top dog in the Desert Empire League. What a dominant run. 20 straight wins.
I know, so impressive, an impressive performance once again. It's just become the standard for the Aztecs around here. All right, moving on to our next game, La Quinta and Rancho Mirage, a showdown in the Snake Pit, Blake.
Yeah, Taylor, and to be fair, the Rattlers, they should have won their game last week in week 1. I know shoulda, coulda, woulda, blah, blah, blah. You're going to get mad at me, but whatever. It's true. Rancho Mirage in that game against Xavier Prep, that game could have very well been a win for the Rattlers, who were primed for a get-right game against La Quinta in their home opener. Rattlers rocking the all-gray uniforms, beautiful Jerry Argovitz Stadium. La Quinta in the all-whites, and you know what I noticed this year, Taylor? They got no logos on their helmet.
Ooh.
Did not take long to notice who the best player on the field was, though. That's Cesar Vela. This kid is special. He can throw it, but we know he can run it as well. Heck, he even kicks for the Rattlers. He had 2 rushing touchdowns in the first quarter. Got Rancho in front.
Athlete.
He's like you, Taylor, here at KESQ. News, weather, sports, offense, defense, special teams,
right.
does it all. LaQuinta looking for a response, and it's that sophomore to sophomore connection on the slant. Tommy Ainsley to Makari Warren. 47-yard hookup for the touchdown. This Warren kid, really like him. We're going to see more from him in the highlight. That got the Blackhawks back in it. Head coach Patrick Ridden is fired up, and here's Warren again on defense. Saw the offense. Big hit there, breaks up the pass.
Nice.
Vela trying to go to Hirschberger. Yeah, Warren, I'm telling you, he could play some football. Watch him in the future, but Rancho would finally get the deep ball they wanted. Vela to Hirschberger, double, extra onions. Touchdown there. They do their old celebration. And that is a former student athlete of the week is number 1, Ty Hirschberger. They got a coach there for Rancho Mirage. They call him Velcro because he catches everything. Rancho ran away with this one. Gabriel Signs off the left side. Touchdown there. Rattlers roll big over LaQuinta in this one. 50-16 the final. Rattlers move to 1-1 while the Blackhawks fall to 0-2. So a nice bounce back game for Rancho Mirage, Taylor.
Yeah, and talking to Caesar and Ty Hirschberger, those two are just like brothers, and you can obviously see the chemistry out there on the field.
Pretty darn good players, no doubt about it. All right, we're just getting started with the show. Coming up next, just like Rancho Mirage, Palm Springs could have won their season opener. We'll see if the Indians could get their first win as they hosted Xavier Prep.
Plus, 29 Palms makes their season debut, and an hour and a half commute to clash with Coachella Valley. Don't go anywhere. You're watching high school football on the Best Local Sports Show.
You're watching the Best Local Sports Show with Blake and Taylor.
Welcome back to the Best Local Sports Show. Taylor Begley alongside Blake Arthur. And Blake, we finish up our coverage of the Desert Empire League teams with Xavier Prep in Palm Springs. The Saints winners in their opener, the Indians falling just short.
Yeah, Taylor, but as you and I know, Palm Springs, they hung with Palm Desert all the way. That entire game, great game. Head coach Shane McComb actually told us after the game he thinks the Indians are the second best team in this league. And then you got Xavier Prep always embracing that underdog role, doing everything they can to win, like they did last week against Rancho Mirage. So Palm Springs rocking the red uniforms at historic Ralph Watts Stadium. Xavier Prep trying to get 2-0 this season, 1-0 on the road, but a tall task against Arian Kapler and Palm Springs. Touchdown there for the Tribe made it a 2-score game. Saints didn't get many stops, but a nice play here, a sack by number 72, and I love this celebration after. Look, flex on them, fired up. Yeah, there it is. I've been working out.
Love that.
That's awesome. Back to the Indians, name that goat. Isaiah Goad to Darian Bryant for the score. Isaiah Goad, pretty good athlete. We know him from basketball, but also plays football. Then more Indians, Kapler, best running back in the Valley.
Talk about an athlete.
No cap. Both the Indians and Saints now 1-1 because Palm Springs puts it on Xavier Prep for their first win of the season, 42-13, the final.
I think I did good. You feel me? I was just playing ball, did what I could with the ball every time I got the ball. I think we should win out. We should win out for sure.
Offensive line did a great job tonight. I want them to be recognized because they improved so much from last week. It wasn't really personnel, it was just blocking schemes, and they took on the challenge. They knew they had to improve, and they opened some big holes tonight for our running backs.
Home opener for Coachella Valley, hosting 29 Palms, who had an hour-and-a-half bus ride to make it here for its season debut. And I mean, look at across the street. It's like a drive-in movie over there with some people watching the game. And it was a pretty good one. First quarter, Hugo Sandoval airs it out, and look at that catch. Tony Carrion with the Moss catch there. And that would lead to a score. Now, still first quarter, more CV. Sandoval with the bomb to a wide open Jonathan Martinez. We'll be seeing more of him, but right there makes it 14-0 Arabs. Second quarter, CV driving again, and guess who?
Bomb.
It's Jonathan Martinez again.
Aerial attack for the Arabs, looking strong.
Looking good. Wow. That's his third touchdown of the half, making it 20-0 Arabs. But the Wildcats did battle back. QB Carson Estrada to Josh Hearn here. He catches it at the 30, beats a bunch of tackles, and finds the end zone to put 29 Palms on the board. But Coachella Valley would come out with the win, and the final score, 46-33.
All right, so CV is
looking pretty good.
2-0. All right, Desert Hot Springs at home against Adelanto. Golden Eagles were supposed to be playing Yucca Valley up on the high desert, but that game got canceled due to COVID-19. So look, just getting a game Friday was a win for DHS. Credit Athletic Director Kai Lyles and his entire staff for their efforts.
Shout out
These
Kai.
athletic directors are the unsung heroes of this whole thing. A lot of sleepless nights, a thankless job for sure. So thank you to all of them. Now, as for the game, Joseph Henderson tried to get DHS going after that Adelanto score. Nice run here, but this Adelanto team was just too much for Desert Hot Springs, especially number 1 Mason Taylor. And Taylor, get this, he's a cornerback committed to Bucknell, but he's doing it all here, showing he can play any position on the field. Another touchdown, as I mentioned, going to play football at the next level, so making plays is Taylor as the final score there. 36 DHS following in their season opener. Golden Eagles will look to get it back next week. Don't go anywhere. We have more football left in the show, including a look back to Thursday night's game. Taylor, you out at that one, Cathedral City and Indio.
Yes, and plus it's time for everybody's favorite part of the show, nominees for Play of the Week. You're watching high school football on the Best Local Sports Show.
You're watching the Best Local Sports Show with Blake and Taylor.
Welcome back to the Best Local Sports Show. Blake Arthur alongside Taylor Begley. We're going to get to our Play of the Week nominees here in a second, but let's look back to Thursday's game in case you missed it. Again, these Thursday games are because of a lack of officiating crews. The max number of games on Friday is 5.
Yeah, Blake, so 5 games tonight, which is the max number, but kind of nice to have some Thursday night football. And this week it was the Indio Rajas making their season debut, hosting Cathedral City. The Lions coming off a tough loss last Friday. And I mean, loving those white uniforms for Cathedral City, the all white.
It's like the NFL with Thursday night football. It's awesome.
Yeah. Indio and Cathedral City featured this week. Thursday night football. Let's go. Indio. They got going quick on offense. That was Fabian Garcia to Josh Huerta for the 61-yard touchdown. So the Rajas go up 6-0. The PAT was no good there, but they couldn't really get much going after
O'Shea?
that. O'Shea Wallace. He got something going for Cathedral City right here. He takes it up the sideline, and he's going to go 80 yards all the way to the house for the score. So that would make it 7-6, and that was the score for most of the first half before the Lions broke away. 29-6, the final, Lions on top.
It's not a Cathedral City highlight without O'Shea Wallace, right?
No, never.
Special player. All right, that does it for highlights and scores from here in week 2, but we are not done yet. It is time for a fan favorite, our Play of the Week nominees.
Now, as always, we've narrowed it down to the top 3, but are leaving it up to you to vote on which one is your favorite. So nominee number 1.
Let's do it. The Joe Show. Who else? Ani Joe, the junior running back with another big game for Palm Desert, highlighted by this 55-yard touchdown. More importantly, the Aztecs get the win as they move to 20 straight wins in league play here in the desert. Pretty impressive. Joe and PD.
Now let's go to Play of the Week number 2. It's this catch right here by Tony Carrion for Coachella Valley.
Ooh.
You just got mossed. That was a great throw by Hugo Sandoval as well, and that right there would lead to the Arabs' first touchdown, the first of many, and there were a lot of great throws and catches in this game for Coachella Valley. That's Play of the Week number 2.
Last but not least, nominee number 3. This is my guy right here. He's only a sophomore. His name is Makari Warren. He turns on the afterburners there, takes it all the way to the house for the touchdown, the slant, and score. And then that was only on offense. He was doing it on defense too. He, like I said, he's like Taylor Begley here at News Channel 3. He does it all.
Here he goes.
Big hit there to break up that pass.
You always got to have a guy. This is your guy now.
This is my guy. Now, be sure to vote. Log on to our website, kesq.com, and look for the poll. You can vote as many times as you want for your favorite play, and we will reveal the winner, the Play of the Week winner, only one out of these 3, on Monday.
And it's time to look at the schedule for next week. We have 2 Thursday games and then 5 Friday games. A full slate of games featuring 13 of our local teams plus Banning. So we're taking a look here. Palm Springs and La Quinta are on Thursday, as well as Coachella Valley against Banning on Thursday. Palm Desert, Xavier Prep, the Cook Street rivalry. Then we got Shadow Hills at Rancho Mirage, 29 Palms Desert Hot Springs, Desert Mirage Indio, and Yucca Valley against Cathedral City.
Should be a lot of fun. Quick shout out to our producer, Evan. He brought us pizza tonight, so we didn't have to stop and get dinner. Plus, I want to thank all the viewers. For Taylor Begley, Blake Arthur, we'll see you week 3.